If you enjoy this content, please take a moment to like and subscribe. May the old gods and the new smile on you. Good gaming.
A special thanks to CMON and Felipe Galeno for this exclusive look at the upcoming Brotherhood Without Banners faction.
Alright, so we are back at another Hedge Nights at the Round Table, and tonight we are going to be looking at and discussing some exclusive content from CMON, featuring some of the new Brotherhood Without Banner units, characters. Let's see what they sent. So we'll start with the one that we kind of already know.
Peasant, 4 points. Wow.
Yeah.
I was hoping they were 4 points. That's great.
1 second, I need to see where I can be seen. I can't see your thing.
Another
Yeah,
value of
have,
seeing the backside is no adaptive.
No?
Yes.
No adaptive, but they have disrupt and gang up.
Yeah.
For 4 points,
if,
that's really good.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but we don't know yet. They're a 12 wound unit, though. It might be a solo trade like the poor fellows.
No, we could see their. Couldn't we see their full card though?
Yeah, so
They didn't have anything that said they weren't a 12 unit. Yeah, so they are a 12 model unit.
so
Okay, oh yeah, because there would be like the...
It would have to
Or
say.
without
on
symbol.
there. Okay.
well,
Okay,
I do
That's
I
really good. That's
I have
really
another way to show you that they're definitely a 12-point unit.
A 12
They
model
gave
unit.
me these sculpts, yeah.
Nice.
no, that was
That's
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Good. Their banners are stitched together, random cloth.
I like the sleeping roll.
Nice.
Cool.
I like the spear.
Yeah,
like it
that's,
very
uh,
much looks like someone strapped a knife to the end of a stick.
For sure.
The peasant cowls are really nice, classic medieval war guys.
Uh,
look.
Pitchfork.
Nice pitchfork.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
Got a second spearman.
Nice.
It's got like a sleeping roll on his side.
Yeah,
that's
the
actually
battle rolls
really
are
good.
cool.
And we end with the classic.
Oh, nice.
And like 6 morale isn't bad at all.
Nice and nailed
No.
to the stick. No, for they're pretty much this poor fellow defensive stats, right?
Yeah.
Disrupt and gang up is a hell of a lot better than poor fellows, man.
Disrupting game up on a
But they
because
don't
they're
have
4
to.
points. That's very good.
Yeah.
Having printed gang up is a big advantage over raiders too, who often benefit from gang up, but you need to have the raid leader. You need to use
For
your
sure.
adaptive. This
For
leaves
sure.
them their attachment spot. They only cost 4, so their biggest weakness is their armor at 6. But you know,
Well,
they're immune
think
to
of it this
submarines,
way.
so it's good.
Yep.
Sean, you're a Greyjoys player, right?
Yep.
People like trappers. Trappers are a 4-point unit, and they're the same. They're the same defensive, but with 8 morale. People used to put Asha for 5 morale, but still, they're pretty much trappers with gang up instead of tokens.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I
worse
think
melee,
trappers hit
but-
a bit better. Yeah.
But with gang up, if you're 4 points, hopefully you have a couple of these guys and you can gang up, right?
and having chaff like this is always great, just for a screen or to hold an objective in the back, or you just want to put 4 points somewhere and not.
Like I
lose
would
out
see a
on
meta
presence.
where like having 2 of those guys is actually not bad at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
They're 6-4-3, so like you lose a rank and you're already down to 4 attacks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you have if you
Yeah.
can have them engaged, then you go to 7-5-4.
Oh, that's true.
4+.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
no, not at all.
Yeah,
feel
their
like-
melee stat seems to be almost like accounting for gang up.
Yeah. 'Cause if they hit at 4+, then they're at 3+. So that
Mhm.
Right, like 4
No,
plus to
that's
hit, 7-5-4 is a fairly standard, like not that good at melee
Uh-huh.
profile.
If they're caught out solo, they're gonna melt and they're not gonna do anything. But then you're probably playing them wrong.
But they're gonna melt, but they won't melt as fast, I think.
Not with disrupt, yeah.
Right? Like, sure, they only have 6-up morale, but 6-up save. But realistically, 6-up save against a lot of heavy hitting things isn't different than a 5-up save.
Right.
Right? Like the amount of if a lance cap hits them, it's no difference than a 5-up
no
save unit,
difference.
right?
But
And
the
with
disrupt,
disrupt,
The disrupt's pretty.
I think with
big.
disrupt and the 6-up morale, they're going to survive a lot longer than you'd expect for a 4-point chaff unit, right?
Right. And we haven't seen their tactics deck yet, so maybe they have a deck that supports healing or adds defense
yeah,
or
so
something.
Well, mobility,
anything supply
right?
aid that you take wounds from them.
Supply
to
aid.
your good unit.
That would be brutal.
Supply
Yeah,
would
that
make sense. But like even mobility type things, right? Like if you can have these guys, they're probably not going to die from that one hit, and you have ways to help make sure that other guys get in there to support. You know, gang up. Whenever I see gang up on cheap things, it makes me sad because my Vipers are like, oh cool, we have gang up, but as a 6-point unit in an expensive faction, that doesn't actually really work.
This makes me interested in the Bannerhood, the Brotherhood without banners. Let's call them the Bannerhood, because I love gang up. It's like one of my favorite abilities in the game. Yeah,
them being 4 points, I think, right off the bat makes Brotherhood. You know, we don't know much yet, but that alone makes it me be like, okay, Brotherhood could be actually solid, unlike better than the other mini faction that we have, right?
Probably.
Let's just get Rally
4-point
Banner.
unit's huge.
Rally Banner.
Rally Banner and supply order, and let me design this faction. I'll break it.
So Felipe, the designer or the dev, he described this as the faction's anvil unit.
Makes sense.
Okay. So people will run into this. It'll be the trash screen.
Yeah.
Other things come in, and then when you're engaged with it, right? Well, I think anvil comes from the sense that he's gonna be the guy who takes the hit, and then he's applying a bunch of negatives and a bunch of positives. So you engage him first, and then you slam everything in on the side.
Yeah, he's holding it in place for something else to hit it.
He's going to give you a gang up. He's going to apply disrupt to the enemy.
And I think early on, I think early on, before people really understand them well, there's going to be that people will underestimate how quickly they'll rip through them. Like if they have ways to apply some weakens.
Yeah. I mean, Sander Clegane's going to live in these guys.
If we don't know if they have neutrals, they're allowed neutrals yet. We can assume, but we don't know.
I don't know why they wouldn't, especially Sander Clegane, who does hang out with the Brotherhood for a minute.
I know, but I'm just saying. Remember when Boltons came out, they didn't let them have neutrals. They might try that again.
I don't know why they keep stop it.
I would say that from my initial interview with him, I didn't get the sense that they were gonna try that again.
That's probably good. Yeah, Sander.
I wonder.
He wouldn't confirm it, but he let me kind of talk it out, and he was smiling a lot. I don't know.
There you go. Sandor, Clegane, Shay, get some weekends in, have these guys eat. I also like thematically, I like the idea of just like, yes, put the random peasants up front.
Right. I
Let
wonder
them
if
break upon
any,
their pitchforks.
Any tie-ins with Baratheon as well.
Well, we already know.
Well,
we already know they're allowed at least one Baratheon or Stark unit.
Yeah. So you have them engaged on a unit that gets charged by a Tully Cav. They're sad.
Why Tully Cav? Just keep it cheap. Riders of Highgarden. Be out activated.
Also.
Have these 4-point guys. Get some Riders of Highgarden to be the hammer to smash in the anvil.
Hammer.
And then back to their 2+ to hit.
There's some scary things you can do with that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay, we'll move on.
Yeah.
But
so
wait,
the other big one, the big one, really. We have Barrick. This is Commander Barrick. He is confirmed as one of the 2 commanders.
Nice.
He confirmed that Thoris of Mir will be the 2nd in the starter box.
Okay.
Cool. But Barrick commander.
That's a good commander.
Yeah. Great. All good keywords, all strong. Duty of the Crown is just better than other versions of morale healing.
Yeah. I wonder.
Sentinel, amazing.
Yeah. I love Pathfinder as a skill.
Yep.
It's not very common, but it allows you. One thing I love about it is it allows you when you're picking terrain. If you think about it, if they have any other way of giving Pathfinder in units, like you can just really mess with people.
Yeah, but this actually, so just looking at it real quick, just him and peasants, it's amazing because you have Duty to the Crown to heal back some wounds. You have Sentinel to position yourself to go and charge with gang up, and Pathfinder to go through terrain. So that's just like for starters, a 4-point unit, really strong.
Yeah,
I think I'm hoping we don't want to actually end up putting him in the peasants.
Oh,
the peasants are cool, but they're gonna die.
but they need a good leader. With a good leader, they can.
I'm still thinking. I agree with like the peasants are a 5-point unit when you throw in the Sandor. Sandor can kill in them and give out the weekends.
And it's Barrack, right? So you have to assume he has some sort of way to prevent death.
You'd hope.
Yeah.
I was expecting he would have to the last, but
I'm glad he doesn't.
Maybe he has a tactics card.
Maybe a tactics card.
He does die though, right? In the books. Spoiler alert. Say it after. Like, he does ultimately die.
That is a lot.
I think he has a final death because he switches to John, right?
No, he permadies.
No, not her. It's
he permadies for
Catelyn.
to bring back Lady Stoneheart.
That's right.
And then the Brotherhood becomes like much more violent.
All right, well, why don't we take a look at the tactics cards?
Right.
So the first one is nothing.
Yeah,
new.
I saw it.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Just giving him assault
Always
orders.
a good one.
Sentinel and assault orders. That's kind of cool.
Very aggressive commander.
This is why I'm thinking. Let's hope he
That's
has
a lot of free
unit.
attacks.
He can
and
go in,
charges.
put him in a unit that can actually like hit hard.
Kingsmen.
Kingsmen, Stag Knights.
Kingsmen would be strong.
Kingsman would be awesome. Sentinel
Still have a
assault
weird.
orders is
I don't
good.
know. Part of me thinks they might not allow you to have the affiliated Barath.
Yeah, I don't know how they'll do the restrictions, but it's probably just going to be one unit.
So assault orders is a fantastic card.
All right,
Barracks unit can charge. Everyone else gets melee attacks. What else?
Cool. Next one. Cool. I'm done.
After a friendly combat unit completes a melee attack, target one enemy unit in short range of the attacker. It suffers one panic test with -1 to their roll for each of their destroyed ranks. If the attacker is Barrack, then the target unit also becomes panicked. So it's sort of like an inverse Lannister supremacy.
Well, it's actually the exact same ability as the Lightbringers. Well, not exactly, of course, because they're -2, but it's the same thing.
But you can.
You bounce it and for the other unit.
Yeah.
But it's not other enemy unit. You can just.
Yeah.
You can
It's
target
in
the
short
same
range of the
unit.
attacker. You can attack a unit, do damage, panic test, and then be like, hey, guess what? Take another panic test, but
No,
worse.
that's not bad. Not bad. Not
And the
bad.
timing is the best possible timing, right? Because you just made them suffer wounds from the attack and the panic test, and now you're doing it again, potentially with a -2 from destroyed ranks.
Also
And a panic test for rerolls if it's Barrack.
For the panicked, that would apply before the test?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you resolve it in the order you want, so you can put the.
Yeah, I guess.
token.
Yeah, It doesn't say it doesn't say then, so you can resolve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nasty. Either you can bounce. It's also nice that it's short range of the attacker, which means one, you have control if you do want to hit another unit with the panic test, like when you align to the enemy.
Are there any sources of intimidating presence in neutrals now?
Flayed men.
All played men, but you
Flayed
want
men.
her. Well, yeah.
Ramsey.
True.
Ramsey?
Yes, because he changed, right?
No, Ramsey didn't.
Oh, the old attachment Ramsey is intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, you can choose if the align. It's also nice that it's the attacker. So if you murdered the unit, like if it's not within short of the enemy, which means if you destroy them and they're off the table, you can still use it, which is nice. It would come before surge though, so it's not like you can surge across the field and then do the panic.
You could also combo this with Bolton Flayer and just bounce panic tests everywhere with negatives all over the place. Could be some interesting.
You can also, if you think
panic
about
lists.
if we're also thinking about it in context of him having Sentinel, this means that if your opponent attacks maybe attacks your peasants, and in a way because they have whatever, and you get the charge in with barracks unit, you could be doing attack, panic test, and then it's your turn and you can attack again. Like you could have a number of instances of potential damage before the opponent has any chance to heal.
Let's just hope they don't have any tactics card recursion like Stark.
Ugh.
Ish.
Yeah. What's the final card?
Well, it's kind of what you were asking for.
Hey, 6 times too many.
Nice bit of lore there. So I'll read the card out. When a friendly infantry unit would be destroyed by a melee attack, that unit is not destroyed, but instead remains in play with 1 wound. You attach this card to that unit until the end of the game, and while attached, this unit cannot be targeted by friendly or enemy tactics or orders card. Sorry, enemy. Let me rephrase that because it's very specific wording. Friendly or enemy orders or tactics cards. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword where you can't do either friendly effects or enemy effects. But tactic zones are still okay.
Yeah.
So you could get them to 1 and then bag them to heal still, but you couldn't trigger a tactics card of some form or an order like a resupply.
You also can't use this card to save the same unit twice. Because you'd be playing a card on it.
Smart.
Oh, good observation.
It's interesting. Like, you know, if you use this on Barrack, now he can't assault. No, assault orders doesn't target him. So assault orders, he could still use assault orders on this unit because assault orders targets the zone, not the units. So Barrack could still do that, but you wouldn't be able to do the Lightbringer because Lightbringer does target the attacker.
You wouldn't be able to Sentinel anymore, though. Like, you lose your order. That's rough.
He does. He would lose Sentinel.
True.
But what this does do is someone chews through your peasants. Actually, those peasants are still alive.
Your anchor stays there.
Now that peasants is allowed to attack back against Lannister Cav because they have an activation without needing to worry about land supremacy.
Lightbringer would work because you're targeting the enemy unit. You're not targeting the attacker.
I can't...
Target 1 enemy unit in short range. It's after a friendly.
No. It's the trigger text after a friendly combat.
You're right.
Yeah. So it does target the attacker. It targets both.
So it's kind of like the Greyjoy save from death effect.
Yep.
But it has that double-edged sword, which is really interesting. Also, one thing that's stronger with the Greyjoy version is just the Greyjoy tactics deck has so many ways to heal. There's so many occasions when I've dropped down to 1 health on a unit, and I've used tactics deck to just bring him back basically to full ranks.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's in the rest of the tactics deck, if it'll support this, and also it turns it off anyways. So they'll need to rely on entirely like NCU effects and zones.
It's pretty crazy it turns off enemy stuff too, though. Like,
it's also incredibly strong, especially if you want to like finish it off, right?
Yeah, that could be very powerful potentially.
Yeah, there's plenty of enemy orders. Orders and tactics cards is a lot.
Yeah. I think Martell players will hate this card. They'll want to play something critical to can't.
Yep, that is true. We can't suffer charge, can't do most of our tricks target. So now hopefully we can just finish off the almost dead unit. But yeah, like it's solid.
It's interesting.
I feel like in some ways it's hard to gauge until we know what else is in the tactics deck, right? Like, seeing this, I'm thinking maybe Supply Aid is a card in the base deck, right? Because maybe they don't want you doing this and then immediately be like, okay, they just survived, instantly heal up a bunch of wounds from the Supply Aid, right?
Yep.
So, but those are, cool. I think it's a good attachment. It's a good attachment. All 3 cards, I'd say, are at least good, if not very good.
You have the sculpts as well for the commanders, right?
I can't afford to buy a new faction right now. Why would they do that to me?
I have to buy a new faction now.
Yeah, I'm feeling these guys.
Same.
Like this sounds like a horde faction that I actually might want to play. Unlike
nice.
I've seen the pictures of all the heroes coming in the starter set. So I think, like you said, these might already be out. But I mean, I got the nice close-ups here. So
yeah, that's
a nice
new image.
So there's Barrack.
I like
Barrack with the lightning bolts across the chest
and the flaming sword.
So yeah, we got Barrack, Thoros, the other commander.
Oh, nice.
And he did confirm that there'll be attachment and commander versions of both of them.
Perfect.
Oh, nice. I wasn't sure if we would get a Barrack as an attachment.
Yeah, he said there will definitely be. He kind of actually, with Barrack specifically, he kind of hinted like, or maybe something else. So like there will be a second version of Barrack. He was kind of strongly implying attachment, and then finished with or something else. So maybe
like
an NCU.
Mm.
Yeah.
or he could be some sort of, we haven't had a turncoat type model in a while.
Oh, true.
How would he work as a turncoat, though? I was thinking that initially, too. Like, Mance makes sense. Jamie Hostage makes sense. When does Barrack ever enter the enemy lines? My other thought was, what if it's this is so dumb, it's not going to be true. Solo tray, single model, like a hero. Like, not even cavalry, just like one man.
I will say, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. What? It would be cool. I want it.
If that's going to happen, it's got to be the mountain.
If they were going to do that, it would have been Dark Star. It would have been solo foot Dark Star. These sculpts look cool. The flaming Thoros' sword in particular, I like the flames, how they're wrapping around
the spiral. Yeah.
So this is you guys probably know this guy.
Yep. It's Lemon Cloak.
Yes.
Oh, nice. You look awesome.
Lemon cloak.
Yeah, Lemon Cloak. And the cloak is a hint at what his former allegiance was, basically. He's like a former soldier. I think the indication is that he was... I thought he was a gold cloak previously, but I'm not seeing any references to that. I'm trying to fact check myself. There's a theory that he's actually Sir Richard Lawnmouth, who was one of Rhaegar's squires. And their emblem is yellow.
Okay.
He wouldn't be the first character who's actually secretly another badass knight from a long time ago. That's like half the free folk characters.
I thought you were referring to Griff.
Oh, and yeah, Griff.
I did ask him about that in the initial interview, and he wouldn't budge on anything.
Or the three-eyed raven.
All right. Moving on. The last. I'm assuming attachment, but maybe could be an NCU too. Didn't get that vibe, but it's Tom of Seven Strings. Tom of Seven Streams. Tom of Seven Sons. So yeah,
the lie that harp has too many strings. There's more than 7.
There's more than 7.
I counted. It looks like there's 8.
Yeah.
Wow, what a miss! I can't believe they dropped the ball on this one.
Yeah, 7 strings.
It's a render. Maybe they fixed it before the actual model.
So yeah, he really did not give much on this. So this one would be all speculation.
Yeah, it's cool that they seem to have a lot of character attachments. I think it makes sense for them to have more character attachments than generic attachments.
Yeah, they're a very character-based group. Like, they have a lot of unique personalities. I could see him being NCU. I could see him being attachment. Maybe even, like, a hostage-style attachment. I know he doesn't ever go in enemy lines, but, like, kind of makes sense that a minstrel would be accepted amongst the enemy more than Barrack Dondarrion.
Yeah, that's a good point. He would fit that role.
Yeah, Barrack would
kind of role.
It also fits kind of who's been in the negative attachment before, right? With Mance Rayder being the bard, and then
I could actually see him giving you something where you get to like look at a opponent's cards or something. Because he's like in the camp, right? In the last chapters or whatever, and he's like feeding info on the phrase and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's so loud. Okay. So we've got, I keep forgetting her name because
Ravella Swan.
Ravella Swan, who I think of as Lady Smallwood.
Yeah. So she was of House Swan before she got married, and she's at the house. She's the one who, like, bothers Arya to, like, dress up like a lady. And she's supporting the Brotherhood. You can see the swans in her dress.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's...
super deep cut.
It is, because I only thought of her as Lady Smallwood. Do they call her Ravella Swan in the book? I do not remember that. I've gone through those books a few times.
I think they refer to her as Lady Swan, because House Swan and Lady Swan in particular have a history of showing up supporting rebellions. There was a Lady Swan in the War of the Ninepenny Kings, I believe. And then one other time, I think, if my nerding doesn't fail me.
I'm going to look into that because I really don't remember. I just remember her as Lady Smallwood, like where they're at Smallwood Acorn Hall or whatever.
Yep.
And Anyways, but yeah, that one I was like, Swan. Like,
So she's going to be a commander, right? Right on the field.
yeah, she's a frontline.
They mixed it up. She's the one with assault orders.
Yeah. So yeah, she
likely
was
NCU.
a definite NCU.
For sure.
He pretty much said that, without exactly saying it, but he basically said that. And then the crone of old stones, or what do you call her?
The ghost of High Heart.
The ghost of High Heart.
So we have our first child of the forest model in the game. As Ghost of the High Heart's totally a child of the forest.
I think she's probably like a half breed type human child mix, because she's not like straight. Is she straight up a child of the, like one of the children of the forest? You think so?
They're said to use illusions of being like old hermits.
Okay.
And they're smaller in stature, and it's basically illusion magic, kind of like. Yeah, she's been around forever.
Yeah.
There's a couple small hermit prophet characters who keep popping up in the stories who have been around forever, like Maggie the Crone, who gives the story to Cersei.
Yeah.
There's the Ghost of High Heart, who befriends Lady Jane in Maidenpool. Pretty sure it's the same character, and that whole story around that. So like, it's like unconfirmed, right? This is just fan theories, but I'm like pretty sure. Yeah, she's a child.
So she's probably the second NCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, he again more or less confirmed that, but I kind of asked, like, would she have another role, like maybe a Miri Mazdur witch like attachment type thing, and he didn't say no, didn't say yes. Said interesting idea. So
I forgot for a second. I forgot that Miri has an attachment because she's that as an attachment.
So Ghost of High Heart, I could see her doing something like tactics deck manipulation. She's all about prophecy and foretelling, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Lady Swan's probably more support,
healing
maybe, or she's in the background just sort of lending resources, whereas High Heart would be lending like foresight.
Yeah,
lending resource.
And I think they've said that the third lady who is coming in the Heroes box will be possibly a commander.
Who would be the third lady for the Brotherhood?
Stoneheart.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I would be surprised if Stoneheart ends up being a commander / NCU.
That would
Could
make
be an
sense.
NCU commander. Like there's one or two again.
There's one.
Is there?
Yeah, it's just Doran. And they figured out how to make them work by giving them an on-field attachment. I don't know who Lady Stoneheart's on-field attachment would be.
Isn't one of the Daenerys a commander? No. Not anymore.
They have their commanders. Both Marine and Dragons are commanders.
It's not an NCU.
Yeah. Only Doran, which I think they did command. Like he works as a NCU commander, which is cool.
Yeah.
They found a way to do it without it being broken, which is you pay for him.
They left some. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, we're cool.
Sorry, I was going to say they left some interesting design space for the next Heroes box too, because they left some big characters that are cool in the Brotherhood. Like obviously we have Arya and the Hound. If they do another variant for them specific to the Brotherhood, there's Angie the Archer. There was Harwin the Hero. Maybe the Starks will get some sort of dual loyalty version of him.
Yeah, I don't remember all
who was in the Heroes box. Hot Pie and Gren.
Edric Dane. Maybe there'll be a dual loyalty.
No, Edric Dane. I thought Edric Dane is in the Heroes box.
He's in the Martell one.
No, I thought Edric Dane is in the Brotherhood Heroes one.
Has it been confirmed?
I believe I thought we saw pictures of it.
Oh, I haven't seen.
If not, he's in the tactics, which makes me really think he's probably in there.
Makes sense.
If anything, he belongs there more than Martell's. He really shouldn't have been in the Martell box. It made no sense for him to be in there.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I wondered at that.
But there's some pretty cool opportunities with the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
A lot of characters.
I forget the girl's name, but the one who runs the inn for the Brotherhood. And like Brahine, when she gets messed up and kills Biter and that, she's the one like shoots with the crossbow and she runs the inn and like.
It's the Crossroads Inn or the Inn at the Crossroads.
Yeah, she's running the inn with all the kids and Gran and Hot Pie and. She seemed like she's a player on the Brotherhood scene, you know.
I forgot her name. Her name is Masha Heddle.
There you go.
Did you glean anything about the other units?
You're gonna have the not quite elite men at arms, who he said are gonna be like a very aggressive unit. It seemed like.
Okay.
And then he was very. He said his favorite is the Brotherhood bowmen, who he said are going to be very mobile. He said if you play them smart, they're going to be very good. And he was really stressing the mobility of those two units and like that being the play style of this faction.
Interesting.
I'm trying to see if I can find what we've already found. We already know about them.
I asked about cavalry, and he wouldn't give me anything on that.
Well, we have something called Knights, right? Like one of their release box is called like the Brotherhood Knights.
Right. Which might be cavalry. If he's talking about mobility with archers, I wonder if they're going to be a short range, high mobility, kind of
long
like
range.
Martel style.
They're long range.
I think they're going to be like
we've seen their attack profile. We've seen
the side of the card.
We saw their attack profiles.
That's going to be crazy strong if they're
and their range attack is called like hidden shot.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to have some sort of mobility skill and then something that akin to like Greyjoy bowmen, like something that if they're attacking you from a flank or something, they get a bonus. I was trying to pull up because we have seen little like they showed us the. Let's see if I can pull it up because they teased, right? They teased and we saw parts of those cards.
Yeah, and we saw the box art. You're right.
Except I can't find. I thought they posted an article and I can't find it in their article section.
I might. I think we're done talking about what I had to show you guys. At least for the video's sake, we can continue to chat if you guys want. But I will end the recording here.
Oh,
cool.
Sounds good.
All right. Sorry for the other guys. I'll go. See you guys.
Take care, Sam.
Have a good
See
one.
you, Sam.
Yeah, they're definitely looking like they're gonna be cool.
I hope so.
Looks bad for my wallet.
Yeah.
Thanks again to CMON and Felipe Galeno for this exclusive look at the upcoming Brotherhood Without Banners faction.
If you enjoy this content, please take a moment to like and subscribe. May the old gods and the new smile on you. Good gaming.